Feeling sleepy? I'm your host, Mr. Creepy. Don't fall into the wishing well. Listen to my stories from hell. Ghosts in the afterlife. The werewolf who chomped his wife. A headless dentist on a ATV. The chicken corpse haunting KFC. Ever seen a vampire on a plane? A zombie slurping brains? While you're in your bedroom smoking Indo, didn't you notice the ghoul at your window? Sit back and relax your bones. Get onto your laptops or your phones. The YouTube address FYI is Mr. Creepy's time to die.
Bad evening. I'm your host, Mrs. Creepy. Tonight's story is about two best friends who, after an alien invasion, had to let go of their friendship. It's only been a few weeks since the invasion. Nobody knows how they came upon Earth, but their assault on the planet's inhabitants has been beyond devastating. Without warning, portals started appearing everywhere, and within them a species of creature not of this world. Creatures that had come to eat. Like a plague, the creatures attacked and feasted relentlessly. Humans, animals, it didn't matter. The creatures came out of the portals during the day and night to hunt for prey. Some even dragged their prey back into the portals. Nobody knew exactly what was on the other side, but nobody wanted to find out either. Everything, including humanity, was defenseless against the onslaught. Cities and governments fell within days. Militaries were decimated. Everybody was clueless on how to effectively fight back against the attacks. That is, until some people started to realize something. Even though fighting back against the creatures' surprise attacks proved to be close to impossible, there was, however, a way to prevent them. Slowly, the message started to spread that the creatures were blind. They hunted their prey by sound. Making any noise that was above a whisper was enough for them to track and find their next target. In order to survive, those still alive would have to be as quiet as possible, or else risk becoming the creature's next meal. And ever since, silence has become the new way of life on Earth. In the city of New York, two friends make their way across the destroyed but quiet streets. They've been surviving for the past few weeks in their apartment, but they knew that continuing to live in their apartment building, or the city for that matter, was not sustainable. It was time to trek outwards. The two friends concocted a plan to make their way to Niagara Falls. There, they figured that the noise of the raging waters would be enough to provide cover for them in an attempt to live a safer life. It wasn't a perfect plan, but it was better than staying in the city. But the problem was, it would be a long and dangerous journey. As the two friends do their best to quietly navigate across the city, they're surrounded by the horrific aftermath of the barraged city. And if that wasn't enough, they eventually witness a few instances of the continued horrors of the creature's insatiable appetites. A couple other survivors meet grim fates around them. No, 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 no. Eventually, the day grows old. After a long and difficult first day's journey of tentatively walking across the dangerous terrain of the city, the two friends decide to rest for the night. They huddle inside a road tunnel. They use very basic hand gestures and signals to communicate with each other as they eat and drink from their supplies. Not too long after their dinner, the duo are ready to get some shut-eye. Exhausted, they both eventually fall asleep without issues. As the night progresses, all seems to be well. But just a few yards away, a rat is doing a bit of trekking itself. Looking for food, it makes its way towards one of the men's backpacks. Unfortunately for the gentleman, his head is right in the rat's path. As the rat scales the poor man's face, he suddenly wakes up and screams. The noise causes a portal to open up just a few feet away. And from within, a pale and ghastly creature emerges. Thinking quickly, the man grabs the rat and throws it towards the wall to divert the creature's attention. It works. The creature pounces on the flailing and screaming rat, quickly snatching and devouring it. Even though he's afraid, the man does his best not to scream. His heavy breathing, however, is enough to trigger the creature's curiosity. It crawls around, surveying its surroundings. The man tries to distance himself from the monster, but awkwardly crawling on his hands and feet. But to his dismay, one of his hands lands right on top of a broken beer bottle. Just as he's about to scream, his friend covers his mouth just in the nick of time. But the small commotion is still enough for the creature to sense something. It sharply turns its head towards their direction. Despite their heavy breathing, the two friends do their best to be completely silent. One of them slowly takes out a handgun and aims it at the creature, while the injured friend takes out a pocket knife. A few tense moments pass, but fortunately for the two friends, the creature fails to lock in on them. The men's effort to be silent has worked. Thinking there is no other prey in the vicinity, the creature starts to slowly crawl back into its portal. The two men breathe a sigh of relief. One of the men puts his gun away as he tries to help his friend from off the ground. But just before the portal is about to fully close, in an attempt to get up, the injured friend accidentally presses his other hand on a nail that's embedded within a plank of wood. He screams like a banshee. Ah! The creature quickly rushes back out of the portal, charging towards the direction of the two men. Just as it's about to descend on them, the injured man quickly takes his knife and stabs it into his friend's leg. His friend screams in pain. In the flash of an eye, the creature pounces on the screaming man, mauling him. All the other man can do is cowardly curl into the fetal position. He listens to his friend's cries of agony as the creature tears him apart and starts feasting on his flesh while he's still alive. After a few horrific moments, the screaming eventually stops. But the sound of eating lasts several moments longer. The injured man does his best to stay as still and quiet as possible during the whole ordeal. After a few moments of indescribable sounds, the man soon hears the creature slowly dragging his friend's carcass back into the portal. He is beyond relieved when he hears the portal slowly closing soon after. The injured man carefully rolls onto his back. He knows he did a horrible thing. But in this world, there is no use feeling ashamed. He did what he had to do to survive, he tells himself, even if it meant sacrificing his loyal friend. The man tries to catch his breath, happy to be alive. But unbeknownst to him, a hand holding a handgun pokes out of the slow-closing portal. The gun fires. The bullet hits the man right on his leg. He screams. Ah! Another portal opens nearby. A creature emerges from it and quickly pounces on the injured man.
Mr. Creepy here. Friends, we don't care what you thought of tonight's horror story. If you don't stab the like button and slash the subscribe bell, this will happen to you. No! No!